An impressive first set for them. They hit 452 as a team. 19 kills and 31 attacks, 5 attack errors for them. It increases their total up to 73 for the year. And again, Jess Bianchi was absolutely incredible. 9 kills and 67 hit percentage. Meanwhile, on the other side for Stanford, they hit 310. So again, not bad, but when someone else hits 452, not really much you can do. Leading the way for them in kills was Will Rotman with 5. He hit 364, and right behind him was Kevin Lamp with 7 kills, hitting 286. Excuse me, 3 kills, hitting 286. He had the 3 kills and 7 attacks. Rotman met up front. Dane Johnson was over there along with Bianchi. So we start off set number 1 the same way as we do set number 2, with the Gauchos taking the first point. And then a service error goes too far from Jack Walmer. Good dig on the return. Stanford keeps it alive with Snooey. Now Rotman puts it down hard, and a little stare down as well to Dane Johnson. You can tell there's a little bit of fire that Will Rotman plays with. Part of the reason what makes him so good. And had a little glare that time for the block attempts. 2-1 now, Stanford. That goes into the net. At the serve again, Wilcox, strong serve. Rotman kept alive on the reflexes by Walmer. Bianchi dug out by Louie. That hit one of the lights, but Stanford's able to take care of it. And now the Gauchos on the attack. Bianchi once again. I'll tell you what, that's one thing that no matter where Stanford plays their home matches, whether it's here in Burnham or in Maples, there are potential low ceilings that could be into effect. Obviously, with the center hung scoreboard in Maples, you have the rules for that. Of course, you have the lights here that sometimes the ball can take a bounce off of them. It's like it did on that last point. Snooey tried to go for the back corner and just missed. A point for the Gauchos as they extend their lead 4-2. For Snooey, that's his first attack error in this match. Here's Stanford setting up perfectly for Will Rotman. Went off the hands of Johnson, and then nothing else anybody could do. Uh, 4-3, Santa Barbara in front. What a job to keep that alive. Jack Walmer, with his back towards Will Rotman, set that one perfectly in the middle. And then just like the story was in set number 1, Jess Bianchi's the one that put it home. Phenomenal assist, though, from Walmer. Stanford, look out. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, in the right place at the right time, but the block goes a little wide. A point for Stanford. And I tell you what, that swing from Nathaniel Gates, that's one of those you couldn't get out of the way if you wanted to. 5-4 now in favor of the Gauchos. Another block up front from Stanford. The Gauchos try again. What a dig by Louis. Rotman from the back line. No touch. Point for the Gauchos. And 6-4. Rotman with his third attack error. Now hitting .250. Coming in on the year, he's been hitting .382. Another service error, though, for the Gauchos is going to get Stanford back on the board. That's a 6th service error now for Santa Barbara here in the second set. That'll be Gates to serve for the Cardinal. Reverse set, and it's played perfectly, and perfect location for Bianchi as well. Another side out. Now going back to serve will be Dane Chalmers. It's a Newport Harbor High School in Costa Mesa area. And his serve's going to go into the net. Well, the last 2 points for the Cardinal have been by way of service errors for Santa Barbara. Cardinal will take it either way. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication, but it works out. Donovan Todorov from Richard Jr. from San Diego. Looked like it was a little bit behind him maybe, but because he was thrown off, it threw off the block just a bit as well. Louis. That was set up perfectly. Letsky the perfect set. And then Ethan Hill with a perfect swing down. Letsky already with 12 assists. Only Justin Louis has another one registered. Oh my goodness, what a serve. Ace from Kevin Lamp. Max Gordon was there, but nothing he could do. Almost played it in between. Didn't know if it tried to dig it underneath or play it up high with his hands, and it just ate him alive. Now here comes Bianchi out the back line. Knew he was there. Now Rotman. Took a little bit off, and it's exactly what was needed. And now Stanford with their first lead of this set, as we have a wet spot on the floor over on the Gaucho side. 3-point run now for the Cardinal, as Kevin Lamp will continue to serve. Another good serve. Here's Wilcox. Stanford was ready for it. And so is Will Rotman, ready for another kill. Will Rotman continues to feast. That's his 9th kill. His attack percentage now up to .333. And Kevin Lamp will continue. That one almost landed right in the middle. What a dig by Louis. Rotman pancaked up, and that's going to be the third hit. Would have been a fourth. Another point for Stanford. Well, stop me if you've heard this before. A Stanford point starts off with a phenomenal dig from Justin Louis, and it ends with a kill from Will Rotman. It's going to force another timeout from Rick McLaughlin. 5-point run now for the Cardinal. They lead 11-8 here in set number 2. All the momentum right now the side of the Cardinal. Once again, we had a wet spot still on that Gaucho side. That's why play was delayed just a little bit. Had to get that cleaned up. And 5 consecutive points for Stanford, all behind. 4 of those behind. Kevin Lamp on service. And another strong serve that's going to come over. And that's going to be a point for Stanford. It was contested at the net. Ethan Hill was there. And now we're going to have another conversation with the officials. And it's going to stay with Stanford. Ethan Hill was there for Stanford. I believe it was Dane Chalmers for Santa Barbara. That was a joust up at the nets. So I wasn't really sure how they were going to rule it. And now again, we're going to have another conversation. Between Ray Mink and Michael Yoshikawa. And this time on the second meeting of the minds, the call is reversed and the point goes to the Gauchos. Now, of course, John Costi wants the explanation as to why that was reversed. So he's having a conversation right now with Michael just off the end of your screen to the left. And there we go. Phenomenal how camera crew and announcer work hand in hand sometimes. And so here we go. I guess third time's the charm. The call will stand. It'll be a point for the Gauchos. It's called an attack error from Ethan Hill. So after all that, a 2-point lead for Stanford, and Ethan Hill says, we'll take that point away. Right down the middle. And Hill on the serve. Bianchi, there's a big swing. Definitely saw a lot more of them in set number 1. And now making a difference again here in set number 2. 12-10 now, the score in favor of Stanford. Another big serve from Wilcox, and that's exactly what it sets up. You can see it there. Kevin Lamp was hitting his chest, letting everyone know it was his fault on the return as it came back over due to the strong serve. And for as big of a run as Stanford had, Santa Barbara's right back in within 1. Off the cord. And a swing, and it finds room just inside the line for Nathaniel Gates. A close call, but official all over it. Nice serve. There's the block up front. Now back over. Here comes Stanford, setting it up for Snooey. Point Cardinal. Litsky back to serve once again. That serve goes a little too far. And once again on the serve is Dane Johnson. And goes right into the net. That never really stood a chance of getting over. So another point for the Cardinal. The lead back up to 3. And just in case if you were wondering, after this match, the second of the 2 matchups for these 2 teams this weekend, what a dig first and foremost by Litsky to keep it alive, but a free ball now for the Gauchos. And that goes off the hands of Litsky trying to keep it alive, and a kill goes to Dane Chalmers. Well, if you're wondering, the First Point Collegiate Challenge comes up for Stanford next down in Austin, Texas. They'll have a matchup against Lewis University next Friday, and then Penn State on Saturday. On the other side of the coin for the Gauchos, some more MPSF opponents come up as they will end the month down in Los Angeles, so back close to home again, with USC and UCLA, before having 2 as well with Pepperdine. That was met at the line. It goes off the antenna. Would have been out of bounds anyway. Another point for Santa Barbara. 16-14, Stanford in front. The serve from Chalmers into the net. Had a couple of Stanford fans over there next to him trying to heckle with them. I can hear clearly over here someone telling them don't mess up, and well, they did the exact opposite. And now here is Teo Snooey with a 3-point lead. Louis calls everyone off. Rotman tried to float one over. Couldn't find ground. Here's Wilcox with the cut. Again, a nice dig, Louis. Rotman from the back line. Dugouts from Gordon. And Wilcox loads up and puts it down. Point Santa Barbara to come back within 2 once again. And now Todorov will be back to serve. And out of University City High School. Litsky setting it right back up for Kevin Lamp. And he misses high and far. Another point to the Gauchos, who have cut it back to a 1-point set. And John Costy's going to call a timeout. 17-16 here in set number 2. The Gauchos already took set number 1. Who will take set number 2? You'll find out when we come back after this. First timeout called by Stanford in this second set. John Costi used both of his in the first set. It's Cardinal in front, 17-16, even though they are down in the set total, 1-0 to the Gauchos. Letsky setting it up. What a dig from Louis. Snooey from the back line. Now another conversation here between McLaughlin and Michael Yoshikawa. Can't see for certain what exactly he's questioning, but now we're going to have another conversation between the two officials. Just by the way that Rick McLaughlin was pointing, it almost looked like he had an issue, I believe, with one of the hits from Will Rotman, who just so happens to be the closest Cardinal player to the conversation. This seems to be cleared up pretty quickly. Couldn't tell if it was from Will Rotman or if he had a concern of where Teo Snooey took off from before his kill. But nonetheless, 2-point Stanford lead. And there goes the whistle to continue play. Once again, Kevin Lamp on serve. And too far, out of bounds. Service error for Stanford. That is number 6 in the match. 10 service errors now for Santa Barbara. Jack Walmer just gets that one over the tape. Big swing, Will Rotman, and a miss. Well, it was ruled that it was wide, but I think maybe there was a touch. Again, from one official, line judge Elizabeth Wersch, she put her flag up to show that it was out, but I think there was ruled a touch up front. We'll give another kill to Will Rotman. Stanford 19-17. And a good back and forth set. Speaking of back and forth, that's sent right back into the face of the Gauchos. How about Nathan Litsky being there for Stanford? 2017 now. Aiden Peters fresh in on the serve. From the back line, what a strong swing from Dane Chalmers. And now just like that, Justin Louis comes back in as Peters goes off. And serving will be Ryan Wilcox. He's had a couple of hard serves already in this match. Another one here, but Justin Louis in the right spot. That's an end of that. Free ball, though, for Santa Barbara. It's Bianchi against Rotman. Louis there. Rotman. Sometimes it just looks like he floats in the air. Ball sent over on the first hit for Stanford, and a block attempt to no avail. Chalmers once again. Tell you what, there were just a couple of sets, and it's not like I'm here to criticize Nathan Litsky in his sets. It'd be impossible to do so. Let's say what, sometimes when they're just so high in the air, it looks like Will Rotman just floats in the air for at least 3 seconds. A free ball again for the Gauchos as that one went over on the second for Stanford. And miscommunication is going to give another point on a double hit to Santa Barbara, and we are even at 20. There is a good amount of Gaucho fans in attendance. Now they're making some noise And Santa Barbara's come back to tie this one up in set number 2. Another strong swing from Wilcox on the serve. Here comes Rotman. Block keeps it up, and they get it over. They do, and dunking it right back down is Nathaniel Gates. Wasn't sure that was going to get over anyway, but Nathaniel Gates deposits it just to make sure. Stanford back up in front, 21-20. Nathan Litsky on the serve, the senior from Austin, Texas. I'm sure he'll be enjoying the home trip next weekend. One of the many few times you won't see Justin Louis come up with a dig. Phenomenal swing for Santa Barbara. They even things back up at 21. Credit that kill to Dane Johnson. There's the two Danes on the Gauchos. Dane Johnson and Dane Chalmers, the difference. Well, Dane Johnson spells his first name D-A-I-N, and then Dane Chalmers is D-A-Y-N-E. Rotman on the swing and gets a kill. Back and forth down the stretch here in set number 2. Stanford back in front now, 22-21. And it will be Rotman who will be serving. We'll see what kind of serve he decides to go with here. If he tries to go with that hard serve with a lot of topspin, he could possibly steal a couple more points here for Stanford. That was a little bit softer. And how about that block? Couldn't tell if it was blocked or it was about to be a fourth hit. Nonetheless, Teos Nui was right there and is going to force another timeout from Rick McLaughlin. Stanford with the 2-point lead, and they're 2 points away from evening this out at a set apiece. We'll take a quick break. Two straight points for the Cardinal give them the 2-point lead, 23-21. The Cardinal is 2 points away potentially from their first set victory. And they have the right person serving too, Will Rotman. Sends it over. Here come the Gauchos, kept alive up front, and what a big swing back line, Teo Sanui. Nathaniel Gates is the one that got things started, went for the block attempt and found a way to keep the ball up. And now Stanford with their first set point of the match. All the Stanford supporters in Burnham on their feet. And Will Rotman got underneath it. Service error. It's still set point for Stanford. They'd have 2 more set points after this as well. It'll be Ben Court for the Gauchos. Again, he's right there in front of that Stanford student section. Has been very energetic this whole match, and looks like they might have helped force another service error. One thing's for sure, they will not be hesitant to take credit for it, and you see the Stanford team as well pointing over to them to give them their kudos as well. Well, we're done with 2 sets here in Burnham Pavilion, and we are tied a set apiece when we come back. Set number 3 here on GoStanford.com.